You're listening to the Everyday Astrology Podcast. I'm Hilary Scott, your astrologer, and this is the forecast for the week of January 22nd, 2024 till January 28th. This is some seriously big times that we've got going on right now. We're coming up to a full moon this week. Venus is heading into Capricorn. We've just had the experience and are still feeling the rumble and the energy for Pluto moving into Aquarius, and the sun moved into Aquarius. So it's a big week. Full moon in Leo coming up midweek. And then we have Uranus going forward again after being retrograde since the end of August. So things are changing this week. And with Uranus going forward, we're actually having all of the planets moving forward. There's no retrogrades going on right now, which is a big deal. That means it's like all systems go. Make your plans. It's interesting. I think some of the first kind of big energy of the week is Venus moving into Capricorn. That's big energy. That is a really good time to get clear about what you value, and especially what you value in a relationship. A wonderful time for like a long-term commitment or a marriage proposal. Capricorn is very serious about partnership long-term often, because it's really what's best for the legacy of the family is to have a matriarch and a patriarch. And for those two energies to balance out yin-yang kind of style, the energy of the family. So those, although we live in a world where it's probably not even like fashionable to be the matriarch and the patriarch or a couple that stays together, it is definitely a balance that can create very balanced progeny and offspring. So think big, think in terms of what you want to leave behind for future generations. Think of legacies, think of 5-year plans if you're not at the legacy thinking level yet, or the empire building level that you could be at. But it's definitely a time with Venus moving into Capricorn. It's especially good for Capricorns because it shines this really beautiful, attractive glow about them. So if there needs to be some forward movement in the world or some public eye kind of stuff that's going on, definitely the Venus in Capricorn can be really wonderful for that. So it's a big energy. Are you going to be making a commitment? If you are, having this energy in the chart of that commitment is very powerful, a very good sign that the energy is long-term commitment sort of stuff, which is great for building something big. You can't be like all flitting from one thing to the next if you're going to build something sustainable with a solid foundation. So consider that. It's going to be, Mars is also going to be in Capricorn too, and Mars is exalted there. It's feeling really fine. It can do what it needs to do with power and resources. It's interesting. I've noticed, where did I notice that there was Mars in Capricorn? Oh, Taylor Swift's chart has Mars in Capricorn. And there was someone else that was like a big movie or a big music person. And I actually wanted to do a little digging to see if this is a trait in people who become like uber successful in an empire building kind of way. But it's definitely there for all of us now to tap into. So plan your plan, do your business plan, do what you need to do. Coming into, I guess it's the 25th, we have the full moon in Leo. And it's a big full moon. It has, like, there's real challenge to step into all the aspects of yourself. I guess it would be a good way to look at it, to make sure that all aspects of your true and total self coming from the heart are being expressed in some way. Jupiter is squaring. Squares cause us to grow in uncomfortable ways sometimes. It can be very tricky because the energy is in different uncompatible elements between the moon and Jupiter. So there's this like friction, but all these parts that are trying to be self-expressed within us or in our relationships or situations in our lives are legitimate and need that self-expression. So there needs to be I guess compromise would be the word, but sometimes it's very difficult to compromise when you have like totally different agendas. So be patient with yourself. Don't do anything just to perform like Leo might do, or just like to be kind of flattering or false in the negative side of Leo, but come from the heart, dig deep for the truth. Pluto is also opposite this moon, and that is a very powerful pulling out the deepest parts of ourselves. Leo can sometimes be very superficial and not interested in digging deep, because it likes things to be fun and light and lots of ha-has and things are good. But sometimes you need to reach deeper to pull the truth of what's in your heart from your soul. So there's that kind of energy going on with this full moon. So you definitely want to be contemplative, be reaching for the deepest truth, like the truth of who you are. Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And hopefully some wonderful answers will come up with this full moon, because there will be lots of bright, sunny Leo energy shining into our subconscious. So roll with it, because why wouldn't we want to figure out our deepest desires from our true and total hearts? We just want to know. Bring heart to everything, and you will be able to handle this energy very well. It'll be a very integrative energy, very soul searching kind of, what brings you your joy? What brings you your love? What do you want to create? What do you want to express? It's about creative self-expression in the deepest sense of it. And also romance and love too. It's a very joyful place in the chart, and we need to be joyful. We need to take our joy seriously, because there is much too much dark energy overtaking the planet. And if we're going to shift the balance of power to be at least balanced, not all dark, but have a balance that can let us see all of the angles of things that are going on, that would be a really high level of using this energy. Ooh, there's lots going on. So we also have Uranus is going to be going direct on the 27th. The sun will be squaring. This is a big day. You're going to feel this day. You'll probably all week from like the 23rd, when Capricorn or Venus moves into Capricorn, you're going to be feeling this energy. It's very electric, powerful, deep energy that's happening all over the planet, because we're under the blanket of the frequencies that these energies are creating. So we all resonate and are triggered differently based on our own charts, but this is all, we're all going to definitely feel this heading up into the 27th, with this Uranus going direct, since being retrograding since the end of August. That's powerful. And then also it could be powerful from the point of view of extreme weather, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes erupting. There's just this like electric sort of unexpected frequency possibility. Especially with Jupiter and the Sun, we must be careful about our egos, about being like braggarts and boisterous and sort of just bullies. Like, we don't want that energy could create this sort of, I want my way and this is the total truth. And with the sun being in Aquarius, it's like the whole thing where we like to think of all of humanity or how we can help each other collectively. It's a very collective energy. So being overly selfish and self-serving is no bueno with this kind of energy. You need to try and figure out what place you can play in the, I guess, the big puzzle of life that brings coherence and balance and permission for others to express themselves in their true and total selves and be our unique lights all shining, therefore upping the whole vibration of the planet to one of freedom and self-expression and freedom, I hope, is a really big one that I think is going to happen. Pluto moving into Aquarius last week until September, and then it'll dip back into Capricorn for a little bit and then head back again at the end of November for the next 20 years or so, or maybe it's like 16 years. It's a long time. And it's going to change how we feel. I just can't even, it's going to be so unexpectedly fast and mind-boggling, the things that occur in the next 16 years, that I don't know that until we're looking back on it, are we really going to even be able to try to articulate it. But it's definitely got to do with technology. Aquarius loves technology. I suspect astrology is going to take a whole new place in the consciousness of humanity, because Aquarius is the ruler, or one of the rulers of astrology. And it's a very comprehensive way to understand our psyches, events in life, our relationships. Astrology is really, really our everyday. It's around us. We are communicating through it. We are expressing it, whether we know it or not. It's some sort of magical frequency that helps us be ourselves, our souls on planet Earth. So I have a feeling that maybe our understanding of what it actually is, or how it actually works, the tech that will be involved, perhaps things with AI that we've been warned about in shows like Black Mirror, will come to pass. And even modern technologies in healing, I think will happen as well. Maybe also becoming aware of what these technologies might have led to in a negative way could also come to pass, especially because Pluto is dredging up the truth and it's marching through Aquarius, and the Aquarius is for the people. So it's pretty fascinating, time changing, like the wheel of fortune is turning right now for all of us. So hold on to your hats, keep yourself grounded, make sure that you disconnect from the technology and get yourself into nature and be at one with nature as much as possible, because nature can ground us, ground all this energy, and can heal us and soothe us. And Mother Nature, there's a reason that term is a thing, and I think it is very soothing energy, especially when we're living in this electric supernova highway situation. We're going to have to adapt to it to keep on moving and surviving, but we're also going to have to find ways to keep ourselves healthy. So take care of you, use your intuition, and figure out how that needs to be very specifically for you, because these times are moving super fast. The 28th is a really lovely day to kind of put a bow on everything that you just went through in the last week, and all the things you realized, and the ideas you've had, and the connections you've made, and the plans you've written down, and just the upgrade that your energy has experienced. Venus will be sextiling Saturn, which is a real opportunity to get clear about what your values in relationships are, what your values and are around your money and your finances, and what you want to put your efforts into, what you want to discipline yourself to do in this lifetime. We also have Mercury trining Uranus and Venus trining Jupiter. That's so much support for us. Trining Uranus, we're like okay with the change. We can do it. We're not afraid to change. We're not afraid to commit. We're not afraid to make a move. We're not afraid to jump in and see what we're here to do in the world and make the moves we need to make. That's really lovely. And also Venus is trining Jupiter. Mercury is trining Uranus. We're brave. We're seeking truth. Truth is coming to us. We're communicating about the truth. It's exciting, like the kind of truth where the hair on your arm stands up because something magical just happened and you witnessed it. It's that kind of day. It's a really lovely day to make your dreams clear to you, to know that you're in the flow and the synchronicities are happening. For the full moon, make sure you write things down. What do you want to release? What can you let go of now? What is not you any longer, and you will no longer participate in it? How can you come from your authentic self and be your authentic self from your heart in a way that contributes to society and to bringing joy and heart and self-expression to the world? It's a big energy, and we all have such potential. So hopefully you're able to tap into it this week. Make sure you keep a journal in some way. Any like you could do little voice journals, or video yourself if you don't want to write, or I don't know, make a TikTok video. Do something to express what you're perceiving happening in your reality, because these are pivotal times. The Wheel of Fortune is turning and we're all right at the heart of the center of it. So it's exciting. Who knows how it'll all go down, but you can definitely keep your vibration high and know that that way you'll be attracting more wonderful things into your life and then into the world. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that you have a most wonderful, powerful Leo full moon and that you enjoy these changes. Especially make note of Saturday when Uranus goes direct. Thanks so much for listening.